I mean, it sold out in 4 seconds. So I mean, is there anything really to talk about?
Seems like business as usual. Like business as usual. Yeah. Yeah. Did you get one?
No.
No.
That's too rich for my blood.
Was it? That's true. You're
$300.
A hobby store owner.
$300.
Yeah. $300.
That's a serious purchase for me.
Yeah. I'm pretty impressed. GW, that you managed to sell a Kill Team box for 300 Canadian dollars and sell out of it rapidly.
So, what do you think? What do you think Tomb World had that Hivestorm didn't have, or do you think it's just a matter of numbers? Like, do you think they just made way more Hivestorms?
That's a factor.
Yeah.
We know for certain from various evidence that people bought a lot more Hivestorm. Now, what was the previous box also did for Typhon?
Typhon was even more limited. Like it was super. I think we got allocated like 3 or something.
We got very few of them.
It was like tiny.
Yeah,
which was sucked because it was such a great box.
So I'm guessing that I think going back in time, probably Hivestorm's biggest crime or weakness must have been what was the cruise. I guess Vespid and Aquilons, even with a CG trailer, was not enough.
I think they're kind of weak.
Right.
Yeah. They're kind of weak.
Like Vespid,
everybody's cool like redo. Everybody goes, that's cool.
Sure.
And then you follow up with, oh, did you want that? And then they're like,
no.
I don't want them.
I don't want that.
They're cool.
It's cool, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like we have the individual crews of Vespids broken up, and I don't know that we've even sold even more than a couple.
I think also it turns out that if you have legitimately unique special terrain that they've never had before.
Yeah, like I think
Tyranid terrain, Necron terrain, then the person's also like, I want that too.
I think you're right.
I don't want just another ruined building. I have lots of those.
Yeah, as functional as those buildings were, those buildings were great. But I think you're right. I think there's something to the uniqueness of those sets, I think. But what message do you think Games Workshop gets from this? Because they basically established that they can... Because last edition, Kill Team was essentially these like really tight packed, like $160, $170 boxes that came with like a terrain piece, 2 crews, a little pamphlet, and some tokens.
Yeah.
Which was kind of really like... It was kind of a low price point for what you were getting in this modern era, right?
Yeah.
And now they're up to 300 or whatever.
So the purpose of this video, if you haven't figured out, is we are both positively shocked that at $300 plus tax here, so we're talking $339.
Yeah,
paying our local tax for 2 crews and terrain and rules and chits and things, and it's being absorbed like no problem. Like stores could be selling more. At a pace.
Pace.
It's and this is not to like poo-poo the box. The box is awesome.
No.
Sure. I think it's very good. I think we just outlined why it's better than previous iterations. But it's I was always curious, like, how far could they push this? And it sounds like they could keep going even, which is absolutely just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But there is, like we say a lot of times, there is a little bit of one of the valves or levers is the tight supply helps. If this was, unlimited, then it would not be selling at this rate.
And I think you're right. I think that is what ultimately has hurt the launch boxes in recent years. Being the price point they are, and being limited but not feeling limited.
They make a lot of them. I mean, the only launch box that absolutely truly killed it was Indominus because it was limited.
Yeah.
They didn't make a lot of it.
Yeah.
But now, so there's some fine tuning. That's very interesting. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know how you can poo-poo a Dominion now or whatever it was when you have, or a Skaven Tide. What a juxtaposition. One box has like 4 times as much stuff in it, like in terms of like like armies and models and whatever.
Yeah.
But it also, this is the absolute beastly strength of the 40K brand with its video games and etc. Like, a lot of people will say well, it's just because AOS is terrible or whatever, or they don't like it. And I'm like, yeah, but literally everything that's not 40K, it fits in that bucket or whatever. Then nothing else is selling. Units like this. The only one closest here is HH in our store, but that's 'cause it's also adjacent to 40K. It's attached at the hip in a lot of ways, so I'm just
Kill Team is like Games Workshop's favorite child or whatever right now.
Oh my god!
In a lot of
they
senses,
literally,
they can't seem to get it wrong.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, they have they have the older child who's like the Space Marine.
He is the high earner for sure.
He's the doctor's son.
That's right.
He's dad's always like, my son's a neurosurgeon. You know, like tells everyone my son 40K here. So.
Kilton seems to be that kid that like.
So they have a middle kid. They have some middle kids.
Wow.
They're like whatever.
And like old world.
There's a step kid. There's you know.
Which one's the step kid?
Oh, no. Well,
careful.
Could be AOS. It could be whatever you want to call it. One of those. Probably
AOS is the Jon Snow. He's trying extra hard to prove.
They're both step kids. There's like the old world is the old step kid or from the previous marriage, and then AOS is from a slightly newer marriage.
Right.
It brought along or whatever. Yeah.
But Kill Team's the kid that like the parents never really like thought he was going to get him.
No, this is their like fifth kid.
Yeah, and, he didn't get like much attention. And then
one day, Dad sees him throw a baseball with his left hand, and he's like,
"Oh!"
and it's been so long, that he's like fully in now. He's he's ignoring the other. He's like, whatever.
Holy
man.
cow!
Like,
let's give this kid some attention. Let's get him batting on both sides of the plate here.
This guy's gonna be a switch hitting ace pitcher. Yeah.
But I mean, I think there's something to the product offering too. I think that Kill Team is really like caught on to, which is, I think, compared to any other game that you're getting in a box, like when you compare it to like one of the 40K launch boxes or one of the AOS launch boxes, or even like a Old World Bretonian launch box or a Horus Heresy Saturnine. I think Kill Team is the only game that can make the claim that you're getting a full experience in the box for you and your friend.
Yeah, you could just buy it and never buy a single thing.
Which is crazy good, right? Like,
and everything you buy on top goes with it.
Yeah,
like it's very it is the fully like battery DLC included box.
I guess Blood Bowl is like that too.
Blood Bowl is
which is going to be getting a new edition allegedly.
All right,
cool.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means. Yeah.
Sure.
Look, man, they gotta just do the thing where they say, "Hey, we're changing it because we got to make it better," and really, it's just like
that one is really the on the side there. That is the one thing that is already perfect. I don't really know what other than new minis, I guess. I don't know why it would need new packaging, new anything.
So you can sell more books to people.
I guess so. Yeah,
you need to buy new almanacs and new cards and new stuff.
I love how we're in the journal era. GW is like
that could be actually true. It could be the journals because they were kind of doing the spike journals.
The original
they're like OG journal things. So
like everyone talks about $30 codexes from 1999 or whatever. They're like, we're gonna bring this back.
They're just gonna be this much, this thin instead.
Almost every guy that buys a journal for anything, they're like. Especially like these new HH ones, they're like, there's like 3 pages in here that I care about. And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, you gonna buy the next one? They're like, yeah, I need them all. I'm like, okay.
It is what it is.
It might have something I need in there.
Maybe. Yeah, it's possible. No, but yeah, like Kill Team has really surprised us, I think, to a large degree, and it keeps surprising us. I think you keep getting the feeling that like, oh, is this the box that's going to finally bomb or whatever, and sit on the shelf for even a year, and not sell. I'm. It's one of the few times where I'm like, oh, okay, like I you and I were like. Okay, we could have gotten more. I guess we could have asked for the max. I guess I suppose because it was capped. So I think in theory they would have had
they were ready to give everyone up to this number or something. I don't know how they did it, but we were like, I don't know though, it's $300.
But you don't know, right? And that's the thing is so you folks know the process here is we're basically always going in blind, right? So we basically fill out like a spreadsheet 3 weeks before a release comes out, right? Before we've had 2 days since the Sunday preview, so we have 2 days to basically, if we can, hustle any sort of like soft pre-orders, like, hey, does anyone want this, whatever, to try to figure out like numbers in some way, like have some sort of evidential process for determining how many we would need, something based in the real world, not just like our hearts and feelings or whatever. And the trick there, the issue there is we've had situations in the past where like there's always a tipping point, right? And there's always releases that don't do well and stuff, and so you're always in this weird space now where you're like, well, it's, probably gonna sell out, but like, is this the one where Games Workshop? Some cool sound effects.
Yeah, today.
Is this the one where Games Workshop finally like prints more?
Right.
And then like we're left holding the bag for a while or whatever, right? So I think you're always in this like nebulous space of like how do we actually operate?
They're like their printing quantities for things jumps around so much. It is basically impossible to like.
Yeah.
There's been times where I'm like, you guys made a lot of that. Like it's a product I didn't expect, and then other ones you're like, you made none. Like what? No one can understand some of these decisions. Like my favorite one still is Lionel Johnson. Like, how did you? Who is so stupid to just be like, we're only going to make enough to offer stores 3? Like, what? The first.
Do you know what you're releasing?
First, like probably the most important Loyalist Primark after Golem in history.
Yeah,
they're like, nah.
Yeah, for releases like that, they really should shut the whole facility down for like 24 hours and just print Lionel Johnson. So,
or fire someone.
or fire someone.
Just start shooting.
I think it's a really interesting process now with these new releases, and I think where we've gotten to is just where we just have to basically be content with being a bit more towards the conservative side.
Yeah.
And just be happy with the fact that like we have this great product that's coming out that we're basically just a drop shipper for.
Yep.
Because people, we're basically unboxing it and then handing it to the people that pre-ordered it. And there's like, sadly, like I'd like there to be a bit of work involved in us, like helping people, but like they're just like, yeah, I'm taking that, and they go home and they play it or whatever, and it's like,
sure,
it's a great like everybody's happy in that process. So it's like, let's not try to blow that up, like we obviously have a good thing going here, but there's also a lot of people I'm hearing are like disappointed they couldn't get one, right. and so I don't know where, and that leads us back to the Games Workshop annual report we did a couple weeks ago. So if you hadn't watched that, you can go back and watch our take on that. They had basically fully admitted to in the report, the CEO, I think, or the chair who writes it, I forget. Basically admitted out loud that they are essentially happy being a sellout company. Essentially, this is sort of like a normalized process now. So I don't know that this is going to change anytime soon, right? So
I think the last little segment really comes to what number's too much? When will this?
You mean dollar figure?
When will this product reach its limit? Because there's always going to be like the very vocal community of people that are like, this is they just wake up angry. They're just so mad. The GW exists and gets away with this, and so I'm really interested because
so price memory only exists in the people that have been doing it a long time, right? So I always remind people that like, new players don't have price memory.
That's right.
So it's the price that it is when they come into it. They're like, oh, that's what it costs. That's what it costs. Okay, cool. And then there are a lot of other people that kind of like only pay attention to Games Workshop prices just so they can basically get mad or whatever.
Yep.
sort of like the main internet reason for existing.
Sure. It's a core pillar.
It's a core pillar of the internet, right? Yep. Rage baiting or whatever.
Yep.
And we're not going to not do that this week with our price adjustment video.
Of course we are. Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know that there's an answer there because I'm of one mind where, because I do have price memory, I go back in my mind to like the 90s all the time and remembering how expensive it was.
Yeah.
90s prices.
Very expensive.
And I think we're getting to that point again where we've lost a lot of the advantages of it's in plastic, so it's less expensive.
Correct. That's done. Yeah.
And we're back to the more premium category of this is a premium hobby and it's being priced like a premium hobby again, right? Which in the 90s it very much was priced that way. This was a small company that did something very niche and had corporate stores and had to make a big margin on the stuff they were making to exist, right? And I'm thinking like, 1995, 10 Space Marines for $55, right? Or whatever it cost for a box of metal Space Marines. We're kind of, and that's probably like what, $120 now? With
it's inflation, a lot of money.
Easily, maybe more.
I don't know.
It's been 30 years, Jesus.
It's a lot of money. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, people joke all the time about $100 intercessors, right? That's kind of an ongoing joke online, but that's probably not as far off as people might think.
Yeah. It's
and we'll talk about that more in the price adjustment video we're doing this week. But I don't know that. The short answer is I don't know that there is really an upper limit.
Yep.
I think there's probably a lot of thought on their end into those things.
Like I think I'll sit around this price for a while.
I do think they think about this stuff a lot.
But
right?
yeah, I'm like, I think there's only so many combos that could demand that. This one has Necrons and what is the other side? Admech? No.
Deathwatch.
Deathwatch.
Yeah, that's why it was super popular, right?
Okay.
It was Alien Hunters and Aliens, right? So it was a pretty cool theme.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like, and the other one had Tyranids and some Admech. So I'm just, that's where I'm like, what combos of things can generate this kind of response? And I'm not sure there's many.
And we have to remember, boxes like this kill team are the way that Games Workshop creates like essentially their allowance for how they can push the prices forward, right? So they'll often have these like products come out throughout the year that make you kind of scratch your head a little bit, whether they're like cheaper than they probably should be or more expensive than they should be. Most of the time more expensive than they should be. To test. And I think they're often used as like a Vanguard product that's like ahead of the price adjustment period to be like, is this enough? Is this okay, or is this too much, or where are we at here?
Yeah, sure.
Also, there's like, these are smart people using their power sometimes for evil, if you want to go there, right? Like where they're not unaware about how economics work, or like we see like how markets like oil and gas work, where people also talk about the up down phenomenon at the pump, where once prices go big boom, like they get these like really big increases, right? Like you'll see I remember these like 50-cent increases in like a few weeks because like of a crisis or whatever,
right?
And those things can be real, like we went through the tariff thing, and there are some real cost things. And then once those crises kind of pass and the costs return to normal for the businesses, they know that they can kind of bring the price down, but not all the way down.
They never come all the way down.
And so there's like a new normal that kind of gets established after the price shock goes away. And I think Games Workshop's always done this, because we'll always have these great examples of these times when they've shocked the market with a higher price than people expected. There's all this like crazy talk and everything like that, and then it just kind of gets normalized, right? Because people move on or whatever, right? So I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see you in the next one.
We gave away so much of the next one already, but that's okay. They're kind of very similar talking points. So, well, if you enjoyed this video, check out our next one on price adjustments. And we say adjustments because we don't say
it's
increases.
An adjustment.
It's just being adjusted. It's just being adjusted. If you guys like these videos, please like and subscribe. That helps us out a bunch. If you really like them, check out our Patreon where you can become a member. You can message us on there, ask questions, and we do our best to respond. But also, if you have ideas for videos, that's where the best place to share that stuff is. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.